What would you say are your top 3 highlights of involvement with the Hays CISD community at the district level over the past 3 years that do not include professional business-related engagements?
Oh my goodness, okay, I need more than 2 minutes. Come on, guys. What are you talking about? Okay, so back in 2018, I founded the Hays CISD Clothes Closet. As a teacher in a low socioeconomic school, I saw the need. I saw the barrier of clothing insecurity. So I decided to do something about it. Not just talk about it, but actions speak louder than words. So I stopped being a teacher, and then I got on the board and I asked, can I open up a clothes closet? I will run it for free, please let me do it. It was rejected. Dr. Wright came on board and he's like, of course, you want to run it for free? You want to do everything? Yes, that's a no-brainer. So since 2018, we have served thousands of students in Hays CISD with clothing needs. In 2019, I co-founded Hays Hope to Go, which is our supplemental food program for our district. Our co-founder, Trey Williams, is a pastor, and we co-founded that together. We have served thousands of students and families with Hays Hope to Go since 2019. We serve over 270 weekend bags a week that Trey and I deliver to over 15 campuses, and we remove barriers for students. And we do that as volunteers. I do that as a volunteer. Again, I saw a need and I did something about it. I didn't just talk about it, I did it. And that's what people know about me, is that actions speak louder than words. And I have more things to share, but my time is up and I'm really sad. But I can talk to you afterwards and tell you all the other great things.
I love your enthusiasm, it's great, I love it. Okay, so I've got a couple things. I mean, have you ever, this is gonna date me a little bit, but the movie City Slickers?
Yeah.
What they say, everybody loves bringing in a herd, right? Like that's the best part of the trail drive is bringing a herd. And I'll tell you, when my son we got to Johnson and he was in the band. And so I got super involved in the band, like band dad, dork dad. Like I was all in, doing all that pit crew. I mean, there is nothing like standing in a stadium with 40 other competitive teams. You're standing in the end zone and it's go time, and you got to drag a 100-yard road across the field, set it up, get the props ready, come off the field, and then your band, your kid is out there, and they're sitting there and they do their performance, and you get to be on the field and just so proud of all the work that these kids put into, and you can see it on their faces because they know they did a good job. And that was probably, I love being a band dad. The second thing, just to be two for right now, but like just my work on the FBOC. It started 4 years ago. I did not know how much I was gonna love being involved in that committee. But man, just the ability, the ability that our administration gave the FBOC to be involved in any decisions bond related, to save money, to just the yes or no on what we thought. They were asking the people what they wanted. And that committee, 28 members, is just a huge representation from all board members. And I'm telling you, that was very rewarding, either returning bond money to the taxpayers, and then putting this bond together. I'm super proud of that work, and it's really kind of why I'm really here today, wanting to be your school board member for District 4, because I love serving and I just love it. So.
For the record, who appointed you?
Mr. Roscoe.
Just for the record.
Yeah, I do notice the theme, and I love the creativity and the strategy for the choices of questions that you guys picked. I mean, it goes with the theme of having, a single group of people that handpick who's going to take their place and just continue that legacy of status quo. But the thing that I did the last 3 years, I wouldn't say it was necessarily a highlight, but I had to teach my child because we were stuck at home because the board failed us and didn't protect our kids, didn't protect people like me that are medically fragile. yeah, so that's what I got to do. I didn't get to go to football games. I didn't get to go to races. I worked and I taught my child. So I'd also like to say that, you know, this type of question is really fascinating because it's an undermining of my life's work, which was creative. I give you points for that because it is creative. But the work that I do professionally is just as important, if not more, than selling hot dogs at Friday Night Lights. Thank you.
Well, I think I probably should have started every answer tonight by saying that I haven't lived here for very long, because it continuously has been brought up here by Trustee Orozco, using the phrase, if actions speak louder than words, or actions speak, drop the if. I'm going to add the if. So I would say that if actions speak louder than words, then why do I hear from community members that they don't feel like they're being heard by their trustee? That they don't feel like they're being heard when they go to their board meetings? That it is the loudest person in the room is the voice that gets heard at board meetings. If you watch them, you'll know. It's not that different than what's going on in the rest of the country. But that shouldn't be how it is. We need to represent all voices. It doesn't matter how quiet they are. Everyone should have a say in what we are doing as a board, or what I would do as a board. You know, with the last question, it's not about what I think are the top priorities. It's what the voters think are the top priorities. And then I work with them to try to figure out how can I then take their needs and work with the rest of the board members in order to do that. So right now, you have a block of board members who usually vote the same way and believe a lot of the same things and spend a lot of time together in and out of committee. So I would say, how can you actually get anything done when there's a consensus on a consistent basis? I haven't done any of these things. But you know what I would do is be available and to listen, is to go to the parks, to go to the coffee shops, and to go on Nextdoor in my website and on Facebook and say, hey, Plum Creek, District 5, I'm going to be at Starbucks, I'm going to be at Summer Moon from 9 to 10, from 4 to 5. Come on out. I'd love to meet you. I'd love to hear what's going on with you. How are you doing? What support do you need? How can I be an advocate for the growth, your own growth in the community and your child's growth in the community? And I second what Amy said about business-related engagements. Thank you.
Before we close, there weren't any questions from the audience written down. However, we will now open the floor for any questions that anybody